Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 59th episode in our AI and You podcast series. Today is Monday, May 17th, 2021, and I'm your host, Vicar Saidi. I'm a computer scientist and engineer, a lecturer, and a consultant. I'm also the author of several books. My most recent book is about artificial intelligence and is titled The Genome Affair. The Genome Affair is a speculative work. It examines what the world might be like if some of the more extraordinary capabilities forecast to be realized in AI over the next 20 to 30 years were actually realized today. Given the growing list of frightening existential threats humankind now faces, the book pays particular attention to the impact AI is expected to have on world affairs. The book is available in ebook format for those who prefer to read on a digital device, but it's also available in a high-quality paperback edition. The Genome Affair is available on Amazon, so I hope you'll take the time to read it and to leave a review. Amazon book reviews are very helpful for writers. I'm very interested in how science and technology influence world affairs and the big questions facing humankind. Studying at the confluence of the great disciplines of human history, political science and thought, international affairs, science and technology offers a deep understanding and pedagogically important lessons of how advances in human endeavor have influenced and impacted civilization. I'm available to give talks on artificial intelligence and its related technologies, and on the impact AI is expected to have, or is already having, on our world. If you'd like to get in touch with me to arrange a web-based event or consulting meeting with your company or organization, you can find my contact info in the podcast notes below. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and share it with others if you find the content valuable. Thank you. And now, on to today's podcast. In our last podcast, episode 58, I spoke about the state of affairs in the AI-enabled autonomous vehicle industry. In today's podcast, episode 59, I'll talk more about the concerns surrounding advanced AI-enabled emotion recognition. Let's get started. As the coronavirus pandemic unfolded in early 2020, students at the Truelight College, a secondary school for girls in Kowloon, Hong Kong, were required to attend their classes from home. This was a commonplace safety measure introduced by schools in many parts of the world. But unlike most of these other children, the students at Truelight were being watched while seated at their desks. An artificial intelligence agent was monitoring and assessing their facial expressions through the cameras embedded in their computers. This artificial intelligence agent is called Four Little Trees, and its designers claim it can read each student's emotions while they learn. The goal of Four Little Trees is to help teachers make what has now become ubiquitous distance learning more interactive by responding to an individual student's reactions as they unfold during the lessons. Four Little Trees works by measuring micro movements of the muscles on each girl's face in an attempt to identify critical emotions, including anger, fear, happiness, sadness, and surprise. The company says the AI agent can generate comprehensive assessments of each girl's emotional state for teachers, as well as their concentration and motivation. It alerts students and works to restore their attention before they drift too far off track. Vicky Lim, the company founder, is a former teacher, and she claims the AI reads a child's feelings correctly about 85% of the time. Four Little Trees has become so popular since the pandemic began that the number of schools now using it has increased from 34 to 83. Four Little Trees uses an algorithm that its designers claim can recognize human emotions and state of mind through the analysis of facial expression, micro-gestures, eye tracking and movement, and voice tones. The technology has evolved from facial recognition systems, but is considerably more invasive in that it claims to understand how someone is feeling and is also capable of decoding their intentions. It can also predict a student's personality, and it does all of this simply based upon an analysis of facial expressions. Numerous other companies are working on similar emotion recognition systems in an effort to teach computers how to predict human behavior. American tech giants, including Alphabet, Google, Amazon, and Microsoft, each offer basic emotion analysis, while smaller companies, including Affectiva and HireVue, are adapting their offerings for the automobile, advertising, and recruitment industry sectors. Disney, for example, is using emotion recognition capabilities to test pilot viewer responses to many films prior to their theatrical release, while BMW and Ford have plans to deploy these systems to assess a driver's state of mind while behind the wheel. In the marketing industry, firms have been using these emotion recognition systems to evaluate audience perceptions of marketing and promotion initiatives for major brands including Coca-Cola and Intel. But perhaps the most concerning development regarding AI-enabled emotion recognition systems is their increasing prevalence in dystopian applications around the world. Chief amongst these concerns is their use by law enforcement agencies in an effort to identify suspicious individuals. Emotion recognition-enabled cameras, for example, have been installed in Xinjiang in northwest China, where nearly 1.5 million Uyghur Muslims are being held in prison camps. Policing experts there have explained that the technology was deployed to rapidly identify potential criminal suspects by monitoring their emotional state. Although AI emotion recognition technology is being deployed in many disparate applications across numerous industries, its core objective is consistent. Companies and institutions want to make human behavior knowable and predictable at scale. During the pandemic, the industry has been growing dramatically from just under $20 billion in 2020 to a projected $37 billion within 5 years. Tech companies have been offering their emotion recognition software as a mechanism to observe remote employees and students, and are frequently used during remote interviews as well. It's rapidly emerging as a technology whose impact is being felt widely. But as discussed in podcast number 57, most scientists believe there is little to no evidence to show that the technology works as advertised. In fact, current research indicates that although AI-enabled emotion recognition applications might be able to decode facial expressions, this does not consistently translate into what a person is feeling, thinking, or what they might do next. The scientific evidence suggests that emotions are expressed in a large number of complex and nuanced ways, and this makes it very difficult to reliably infer how someone is feeling from a small, simplistic collection of facial movements. The consensus within the scientific community is that it's just not possible to infer happiness from a person's smile, or anger from their scowl, or sadness if they're frowning. Yet this is what the current emotion recognition technology is attempting to do, while telling clients that these systems are based upon scientifically conclusive facts. The scientific facts that underpin emotion recognition software are largely the work of the American psychologist Paul Ekman, who in the 1960s traveled to Papua New Guinea to perform a series of experiments in an attempt to validate his hypothesis that all humans, regardless of their circumstance, culture, gender, or geography, exhibited a uniform set of 6 universal emotions: anger, disgust, fear, joy, sadness, and surprise. This research and its claims have been used by a number of companies to train machines in the language of human emotion. Ekman, now elderly and retired, still defends his research. However, he claims conclusions from his research are being misused by companies in their attempt to build commercially profitable businesses and products. Thank you for spending some time with me. I'm trying to follow the TED Talk format, and so I'm keeping these podcasts under 20 minutes. Let me know what you think. I hope you'll find these insights into artificial intelligence helpful, and I hope you'll read my new book, The Genome Affair. It's on Amazon.